question about ICP. I have a client, they call it technical, the TCP, target versus ideal client profile.
Hmm.
And I love that you picked that as a starting point. I don't want to say fail too many times. I think that's what a lot of my newer clients are missing.
Hmm.
I'll give you a great example. I was with one particular client yesterday, and they get a lot of inbound stuff, which is awesome. But
That's
their
great.
inbound stuff is down at this end, what I in my practice call the squirrels. And
Hmm.
we've got squirrels, uh, deer, moose, and elephants. That's just what we made up for size and characteristics. We're very, very clear on the characteristics. I'm okay with a couple of squirrels. I don't spend my time there.
Hmm.
I also don't spend my time on the giant whales and the great big ones. I spend my time in the middle on the deer and the moose. But
Hmm.
I'm very clear on that. So one of their challenges was, hey, it's pretty easy. They close in a couple of days. It's this many dollars. And if I go over the middle ones, they're going to take 4 to 6 months to close. Then there was a little bit of a pause. And then she said, I know you're gonna say some Sandler thing that's gonna make me think differently. And of course, and you're a Sandler guy, I said, what do you think I would say? And then she told me, right, Sandler 101 or 201, she said, well, if I start that and it's a 5 or 4 month sales cycle, I've got 10 in a funnel and I close 50%, as most of them do. Oh, now I'm closing $4 or $5,000 deals, but still regularly, and I'm doing more outbound. It's
Hmm.
harder, it's less comfortable, but I actually make, I think it was 3.2 times the revenue.
Right.
So they kind of have their ideal client profile, but it was easier to take the inbound stuff as it closed faster. Now, when I put that up against their mortgage and the bills that they pay at the business, they're going to work a little harder. Not because they didn't want to, but it's just they didn't process that ICP. So I'm glad you brought that up first.
Yeah. So when you're looking at those, the different sizes, are there some still like key characteristics for that customer where it's like the inbound squirrels are pretty much the same one, but it's like for, a sloppy like example, like, but it's like a 5-person shop and they really want to go after like the bears, 30-person shops, but those are just going to take a little bit longer, even though it's the same industry and a similar fit for what they're doing.
It could be, it could
Okay.
be. And there's all kinds of ways to slice and dice it. So we've got one, and their equivalent of a squirrel is it's X amount of dollars, not a lot, but it pays the electric bill. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I'm also only going to spend this much time. It's a three-piece sequence. So I'm
Hmm.
going to close the file after 3 attempts, not chasing it. If they want to come back, great. On the other ones, it's a 9 to 15 uh, item sequence,
Yeah.
and the sales meetings are very different. We have a discovery call, which in Sandler terms are bonding a rapport, an upfront contract, and some pain indicators, and a yes or a no to have another conversation. The next one we're going to need to pain. The next one we're going to right, and the ones in the middle, probably a sequence of 5, or it's a warm introduction. By the way, my whales, I don't chase any unless I'm introduced to somebody with a C in the front of their title,
Mm-hmm.
because it just takes too long, and it's not. I can close 2 or 3 in the middle in that amount of time.
Right.
But yes, they all have a very clearly defined set of criteria. The ones in the middle, we know what the first, second, and third sales meeting looks like and who must be there. So we're very clear on that, on the process, and who needs to be in there.
Hmm.
Very short story, marketing client, and in their second meeting for their bear and their moose, their talk track literally is typically what happens next is the chief marketing officer and the CFO come into that meeting. How do we make that happen? Now they say it a little more nurturingly than that.
Hmm.
But it's being crystal clear and sticking with it. You know
Yeah.
that one.